Okie dokie. So, badges. Now, I'm going to avoid the rant on what a badge versus a digital sticker and rewards and all of those things. It's definitely an important conversation to have. We're going to skip all that and we're just going to talk about badges. So, you can see my lovely badge that I have here. And, we love them. We know they are great for having a visual record showing that students have accomplished something. Put a gold star on it. Teachers have been doing this forever. Kids are so I have a here. And just for fun, I thought we would start off with alicekeeler.com/make badges. I forgot that I had made this a long time ago and pulling it up out of the dregs. And whoops, alicekeeler.com/make badges. So if you would start with that. And push escape. All right, so when you go to alicekeeler.com/make badges. And we make a copy. It's in the chat. It should load up with what looks like a sample badge and a YouTube video. So if you will just wait a little bit, it should say up at the top, make badges. It'll create a menu. I'm going to mute you, okay?
Sure. Thank you.
All right, and please unmute yourself. I don't want to leave you muted. So you're going to alicekeeler.com/make badges. You're going to make a copy. You're going to find the make badges menu, and you click make badge. Ooh, I had pizza for lunch. You're going to have to authorize it. And every time you use anything that I make, it's going to tell you that Google has not authorized, they haven't looked at it. That's correct. They have not. No problem. So by using make badges, it should just throw, you see over here on the side, I've got 3 slides. And I have 4 slides. It just makes them randomly. You don't like it's black. All right, we'll change it. Just go to the paint can, change it. If you do the pencil right next to it, you can change that one too. So if you would just do that and give me a thumbs up when you've made several badges. All right. It's kind of fun though, right, Tasha? Go ahead and go into the insert menu and choose word art. We're going to insert some word art for fun. Good job. Enter. That's boring. You can use the paint can on the word art. Make it hot pink. And you can change the font. Did you know that? Yeah. So I used the insert menu and I went to word art. Then I used the paint can and I chose my font. Lesser known feature. All right, on the next one, if you would go to the insert menu and choose image, we're going to search the web. Insert, image, search the web. And you're going to look for anything. I'm going to do cat. All these nice cat pictures that are not really so great for a badge. So if I put in my search TYPE clip art, TYPE clip art, it searches for clip art cats. These are much better for a badge. Make badge menu. I'm going to make a badge. Insert, insert image, search the web. And we use type colon clip art so I can get those pictures in there. Yeah, I'm going to use the insert text or word art, insert word art, push enter, change the font to a better, more fun font, and the color using the paint can. Ooh, look at that. Expert badge maker. Questions, comments?
Alice, how do you get the picture in it?
So the picture itself, I just use insert image. And when I search the web, I make sure I do type colon clip art. I like do thumbs up. It comes up with clip art thumbs up that I can stick in.
And then you just resize it?
Yeah.
You don't have to insert it like background or anything?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So it's just an open canvas. So you can design it however you want. Now, everyone who knows me knows what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to put my Bitmoji on it. So I have the Bitmoji Chrome extension, and I literally just drag, actually I like this one. I'm going to drag my Bitmoji onto the Google Slides, center it up in there. Look at that. Beautiful. So nice. Now this is Google Slides. What can I do with this? What you have to do is file, download, and I'm going to download it as a JPEG or a PNG. Now here's the problem. It's got that white edge on it. Can I make the background transparent? Change background. I don't want to choose an image. I can. If I make the background, come here, I thought I did that. Change background to transparent. That's not working. If you change the background to transparent, that would allow it to just be the circle without the white box. I didn't think you could do that. Doing it. So I'm going to go to slides.new. So say you have some student work. Now, you know me, I prefer that you do student work on Google Slides instead of a Google Doc. And one of the reasons that I prefer it is I can drag my Bitmoji. Oh, it did make it PNG. I'll show you the difference. So on the right is the badge that is not PNG as a background. You see it's white. On the left is my badge where I did make the background PNG. They just don't show it on Google Slides, so that you don't have the edges on it. But if you'll notice is what I've done is I'm on the Google Slides. I am going to file, download. I'm going to download the PNG. JPEG, PNG, doesn't really matter. PNG if you want it to be transparent and you have transparency. And then it downloaded to the download bar. It's right down here at the bottom, so I can literally just drag them right onto student slides if they're right there. If you have them in a folder on your hard drive, you can drag from your desktop or wherever you saved them onto student Google Slides to leave them badges. And if they're in your Google Drive, you can go, insert image from Drive. I'm going to search my drive. And you see I have a bunch of badges in here that are just sitting in my Google Drive. So if you use the badge maker, it's an actual file that you download to your computer, or it stays in your Google Drive. When you've downloaded it, if you put it in there, and then you can drag it onto student work. So that's one way to use badges.
Can you download it? So you download it as a PNG, right?
I usually do PNG because it does the transparency, but the badge maker template does not have a transparent background, although I'm changing that right now. You can't see me doing it. But I guess in slides, when you change the background, change background, transparent, done. Okay. Now I've changed it. So not the ones that you already made a copy, but if you make a new copy at alicekeo.com/make badges, now the backgrounds are transparent by default. But it still shows as white, so I didn't really think it did it, but I guess it does. So that's good. Good to know. Good to know. Fixed it. So this is fun because it's just a quick and easy way to make circles. That's what it does. It makes a circle for you. It's sized. You can see that it's square. So that's one way to do it. And I did that just for fun, was the alicekeo.com/make badges. But we are looking at my alicekeo.com/badge game. So if you have used my badge game before, you know that it has default badges in there. And the way to do those badges is use Google Drawings. It will not work with the Google Slides, and I'll explain that in a second. If you want to make badges for my badge game, you will have to use Google Drawings. And you'll notice that the alicekeo.com/make badges, that the slide was square, and so you're going to have to make your Google Drawings square. They start out not being square, they're a rectangle. So we're going to change those to 500 by 500 pixels. Just for reference, 800 pixels is about the width of a piece of paper. 800 pixels, about the width of a piece of paper. So 500 is smaller, and I just like it 500 by 500 because it's a good size to print. And when I shrink it down, it looks really nice, but you can make it smaller if you wanted to make the default smaller, but make it square. I like to put a thick border on it. To me, that's the magic sauce. What changes it from being a circle into a badge? Thicker border. And so once you've created your badge in Google Drawings, this is the key right here, is what you're going to write down. You need to go to the File menu and publish it to the web. File menu, publish to the web. And then we're going to put it into the badge game. So let's start by making some badges. Then we'll go look at the badge game. So I'm first going to go to drawings.google.com. Drawings.google.com. I'm going to go to File menu and Page Setup. File menu, Page Setup. Page Setup, and the standard is a 4:3 ratio. So I'm going to change that to a custom ratio, and my custom ratio is going to be, it defaults, you see, to inches. You can use inches, it doesn't really matter. You can do 5 inches by 5 inches, just as long as it's square. Just make the two numbers in the two boxes match. I like to change it from inches to pixels. Why pixels? Why not? Because pixels are the measurement of the web. So if you're measuring the web, you measure in pixels. So I like to use pixels. Remember, 800 is about the width of a piece of paper. And I do 500 by 500. This 480 by 480 is perfectly good. That's good. That's good too. I'm going to do 500 by 500. Doesn't really matter. Now you'll notice that when I did the other one, I did have it as, I'm pretty sure it's 500 by 500. And when I dragged it onto the Google Slides, it was pretty large. So if you're going to drag them onto places, you might want to just make it smaller in the first place so that you don't have to resize it once you drag it. So maybe you do 300 by 300. 100 by 100 is very small. It's really, really small. Just so you know, if you think about 800 is the width of a piece of paper, 500 is a little more than half of a piece of paper, so 100 is 20% of that. It's pretty small. Okay, I'm going to apply. I want to make sure that my canvas is square. So I went to the File menu, I went to Page Setup, and I customized it to pixels 500 by 500 pixels. But again, it really doesn't matter as long as the two numbers match. Now here is the magic secret for drawing a circle. The magic secret for drawing a circle is to hold down the shift key. Shift key. So I'm going to go to the shape tool. I go to shapes and I choose circle and I click on circle and I hold down the shift key while I draw the circle. Now if you drag it, you want to resize it so that the red lines are in the center, vertical and horizontal, so you know that it's centered. So if you could draw a circle onto your Google Drawing, hold down the shift key to make the circle. Border weight, this is the key, I'm going to do 8. Whoa. Maybe a little thicker. At least 8. 12 looks better. If 12 looks better, wouldn't 16 look even better? The key to making a badge is a thick border. That's the key. Then you can use the paint can to make it whatever color you want. You're going to name this badge template. This is going to be your template. We're going to do all those steps one time. I go to drawings.google.com. I go to File, Page Setup, and I change it to 500 pixels by 500 pixels. And then I draw a circle, holding down the shift key. And then I make the edge thicker. I make the border thicker. It's right next to the pencil. That's the basics. I got this nice circle with a thick border. Yeah. And that's what alicekeeler.com/badge maker did for you, is it made a square, made a circle on it with a thick border just to get you started. Problem is, I can't publish it into a Google spreadsheet. So to put it in a Google spreadsheet, I have to use drawings, not slides. Okay, so now that you have made your badge template, I want you to go File and make a copy. File, make a copy. File, make a copy. Now, do you see this folder? We're going to make a planet badge. See this? It says folder. Folder is my drive. That means these badges are going to be floating around in your main Google Drive. That doesn't sound like a good idea, friends. No. Click on folder. Go to my drive. And down in the bottom, it says new folder. Make a new folder for your badges. I'm pretty sure I have one somewhere. Yep, badge folder. Maybe not that one. Fine, let's put it in here. Select. So I have a folder in my Google Drive for my Google Drawings for my badges. Otherwise, your Google Drive is just going to be a big mess. I'm also going to come over to my template and move the badge template into the dang folder also. So here I am on my planet badge. It's yellow. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to the paint can, choose whatever color I want, but I like gradient. I'm going to go to the gradient, choose one of these nice gradient ones for my planet badge. I'm going to do insert, and I'm going to insert an image. I'm going to search the web for a planet that is clip art. type colon clip art. So I'm going to planet, take this one. It's got all the planets. Yeah. You're like, how come there's this big black border around there? The reason there's a big black border on there, I'm going to delete it, is because I had the circle selected. And when I put the image in there, it puts the same border on my image that I put in there as my badge. So I want to make sure I click off the badge, off the circle. Then I go to insert the image. I'm going to insert the image, search the web, and now I can stick my clip art on there. No big black border. So your job is to make any badge. Let's make another one. I go back to the tab that says badge template, back to the tab with badge template, file, make a copy, and I'm going to call this one pencil badge. And I'm going to go put it in the folder of my badges. I'm going to change the color. I like gradients. Get blue. I click off my circle, insert image, search the web for pencil. There you go. Got a nice pencil badge. Google Drawings, file, page setup, change it to 500 pixels by 500 pixels or 5 inches by 5 inches. That's pretty much the same. It's close enough. Make a circle holding down the shift key. Make the edge thicker. Now this is your template. You make file, make a copy, file, make a copy, file, make a copy of your template. And you just design them, make whatever color you want, whatever clip art on there you want, put art on there if you want, put your Bitmoji on there if you want. All right, now what do you do with these? If you would go to alicekeeler.com/badge game. alicekeeler.com/badge game. It's going to prompt you to make a copy. Now, this session is not about my badge game. That we've had sessions on that. I'll do sessions on that again, whatever you want. But this one is specifically focusing on the badges tab. So at the bottom is the badges tab, and you see here in column C is the default badges for the quests. And you're like, Alice, I don't really need bacon. I just don't need bacon. Or if I do, I don't want one with a white background on it. Okay, fair enough. On the Markov tab, on the first tab, when you check off these quests, you'll notice that I get this star and this dog. Like, I don't really want a star and a dog. Yeah, it's fair. That's why over to the right, in column JK, I have the badge library. Now in the badge library, I can come down and I'm like, well, I'd rather have this blue disco person. Now you don't copy the badge, you copy the link to the badge. That's in column J. So I get this link in J, I copy it, and I put it in B. See, I've replaced it. So if you replace the links, if I swap out the links from column J, I just copy and paste over into B. Now notice that my first badge is the disco dancer and not the star. So if you would please, you went to alicekeeler.com/badge game. You found one of the links, copied it out of column J, and put it into column B. You're like, well, I thought we were making our own badges, Alice. Yes, yes, we are. Yes, we are. So if you'll go back to your tab that has your planet badge, it's File. You gotta go to the File menu and do Publish to the Web. This is why we use Google Drawings, because Google Drawings has published to the web where it is a image file. The Publish to the Web for Google Slides is not an image file. It is a published version of your Google Slides, and that won't work. It's got to be Google Drawings, my friends. It has to be Google Drawings. So I go File, Publish to the Web. This is essential. It's got to be published to the web. Publish to the web. Click Publish. Click Publish. And you copy this link in the Publish to the Web. This is the link you're going to copy. So then back on the spreadsheet, on the Badges tab, just paste the link to your badge. So if you don't like my library and you want to make your own, you just need the link to a badge. You'll notice every one of these is a Google drawing. See, it says docs.google.com/drawings. I just went, I made a bunch of Google drawings. I made a bunch for fun. So I spent my afternoon, I made badges in Google Drawing. And I created a whole library of them. I'm like, here you go. And you're like, thanks, Alice. They're nice. I'll use them if I'm feeling lazy, but really would like to make my own. Cool. That's what we're here for today. So now the steps are go to Google Drawing. Make the canvas square. So you go File, Publish to, File, Page Setup. File, Page Setup. I set it up as 500 pixels by 500 pixels, or 5 inches by 5 inches, good enough. I draw a circle by holding down the Shift key. I make the edge of the circle thicker. I do will make that my template. Make that my template. I copy, File, Menu, make a copy, File, make a copy. I make a bunch of copies. I have a bunch of circles. I customize those circles. And for each of those circles, I file, Publish to the Web. File, Publish to the Web. And that link, the Publish to the Web link, is what you put on the Badges tab. And now it's customized for the badges that you want to use. File, Publish to the Web, Publish. Copy, paste, and then on the Mark Off tab, I mark it off, and there's my pencil badge. Questions? Need some water.